This is the freighter horizon casting off in Recklinghausen Harbor. Harbors of the three canals in North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany, are almost all parallel widenings of the canal, and the German word for this is parallel harbor. Recklinghausen Harbor is located at the Rhine-Herne-Canal. This harbor was economically nearly dead at the turn of the millennium. At this time, one ship per week or month could be seen in Recklinghausen Harbor. After 2002, the old cereal storage was demolished and replaced by modern and huge silo towers. For some years, United Mills was the owner of the modern facility. Now it is owned by Roland Mills West. The mill delivers also flour for DeBeukelaer cookies. DeBeukelaer is a very popular brand in Germany since decades. At this point, turning maneuvers must be made slow and carefully because to the left is a low bridge and poor sight to spot advancing eastbound ships. As Horizon made its turn, there were also swimmers and some people in a cheap and not sturdy inflatable dinghy nearby. We made some footage of the swimmers and the dinghy, but we didn't use it in this video. East of the mill, where the trees and bushes can be seen, was the north bank of Loch Recklinghausen. It was a very old loch, built like a tunnel. This point is a point to remember. Here my husband saw ships for the first time in his life. He was a 6-year-old boy and his father said, "Someday, next Sunday we visit Loch Recklinghausen." "What is a loch?" Carl asked. "There you will see ships." His father replied, "Ships?" He couldn't believe it. He was 6, but he had a school atlas, and following that book the coast was far away. Today the existence of inland vessels sometimes astonishes a lot of people too. We've met a lot of people at the German canals and lochs who didn't know of inland waterways before they first visited a canal or loch. Horizon has to wait. Wantij approaches from the west. The fairway under the bridge is much too small for 2 ships. Wantij can often be seen on the Rhine-Herne-Canal. It is one of the few ships that sometimes transports containers. Container transportation isn't very economic on the Rhine-Herne-Canal because of the low bridges allowing only one layer in the cargo bay. Inland navigation on the Rhine-Herne-Canal is bridge hopping. After a mile there is the next low bridge, sometimes 2 or 3 within a mile. Besides, bridge hopping was in old times much more difficult because the bridges were much lower in the 19th and early 20th century. We can recommend 2 old movies which will give you impressions of the old times. Under the Bridges is a 1946 German drama. It features the everyday life of boatsmen. So far as we know, Hildegard Neff had in Under the Bridge as her first appearance in a movie. The Brothers Noltenius of 1945 is often mentioned as her first movie, but Under the Bridges was made in 1944 and released later in 1946. The Adelant is a 1934 French movie directed by the famous Jean Vigo and starring the unforgettable Michel Simon as first mate Père Jules. Dita Parlo is the female lead in this movie. The Adelant shows very realistic how hard life was on an inland vessel in those days.